We have Renee Hardman, and Renee Hardman, we endorsed also back in 2021. And this is Renee's, correct me if I'm wrong, this is your third time around the track, right? So you'll be
Will be,
running,
yes.
yeah, for your third term. And I want to say you did an excellent job with your questionnaire too, Renee. And we enjoyed reviewing it. It was very detailed. Thank you very much. So again, we're going to give you 5 minutes to introduce yourself, talk about your campaign. Then I'll ask you 2 questions, then we'll close it up in the last minute or 2. So without further ado, Renee, the floor is yours for the next 5 minutes.
Well, first of all, good evening, Mitch, and good evening to all of the members of the Iowa Unity Coalition. I want to say thank you for this opportunity. My name is Renee Hardman. I am running and will be launching my third campaign as a member at large West Des Moines councilwoman. I am running because there are issues that have been important to me from the moment I started running, and they were to make sure that we in the city represent voices for all people. And I ran for that, and that was my theme. I also ran to make sure that affordable housing stayed on the agenda and was high priority. I ran to make sure that we have quality of life initiatives that are for all folks in the city, and that we enhanced our quality of life. I also ran to make sure that this West Des Moines is a city that serves all populations, regardless of gender and race and age, and that we make sure that it is a city where all folks can thrive. It's been an active 8 years. I feel I've added a lot of value to the city of West Des Moines through my voice and my presence and new initiatives and thoughts and perspectives that I bring to the council. I am the first African-American woman elected to West Des Moines City Council. At the time I was elected, it was 125 years of age. So really proud to have made history, but yet would be more prouder when and I encourage others to run for office and take those kinds of seats. As a sitting city council person, you serve on committees, and the committees that I've served on is that I chair public safety, and I've chaired that for 8 years. So I work very closely with the police chief. I've been on the West Des Moines Chamber Board for about 6 years. I was on the Polk County Housing Trust Fund, Valley Junction Foundation, and the West Des Moines Human Rights Commission, where I'm actively as a liaison. And I also was on the library commission board. So I have served not just sitting in that seat every other Monday, but you go to these meetings and you try to break down barriers and you lift them up in your city council seat. So again, been very active on most of those committees. I introduce myself to others as I'm knocking on doors is that I would like to earn your vote by being a civic leader. I have served on 21 nonprofit boards. So civic engagement is really incredibly important to me. I'm a community leader and a business leader. I have been in corporate America for over 20 something years. And you really do need to have a sense of financial acumen when you are sitting there making votes on an $88 million budget. You really need to understand business and how it works. And then I'm a community leader, and I've been a champion of women and minorities and marginalized communities and those folks that need us the most all of my life. And so I bring that package to City Council and really work hard at elevating those kind of character traits and to the work that I do.
Well, thank you, Renee, very much. So we have 2 questions. I'll give you the first one, and these are both from the questionnaire. Question 2 of the questionnaire asks how your community is addressing affordable housing availability, how changes in federal funding may impact your affordable housing, and what other resources may be available for these local projects. In your answer, you mentioned that the number of initiatives the city is currently working on it. Of course, a big part of that, the CDBG program.
Yeah, right.
So the aid from that is a big part of it. But what other resources might be available? Because, we're thinking with all the candidates we've been interviewing over the last couple of months that, the federal fundings that were around last year, the year before, or this year, may not be available as we move into later the years and over the next 3 years. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, thank you, Mitch. I appreciate you lifting that up. I think that anybody that is in these seats, affordable housing hopefully is an area of concern. Affordable housing hopefully is something that most city council people and municipalities are lifting up. In my questionnaire, I shared a variety of things that we do to really try to enhance our affordable housing profile. There might be folks that feel like we probably haven't done enough, but I feel that you need to continue to make incremental changes. You've already mentioned the CDBG grant, which is funds from the federal government. We receive $325,000 each year that we use toward affordable housing initiatives, and praying and hoping that that funding stays and is still at the same level. We have a very robust partnership with the Neighborhood Finance Corporation, where the city has provided $200,000 over a variety of years from our general fund to fund home repairs and home purchase programs. Some things about affordable housing is making sure that folks that are in homes that need rehabilitation, homes that need upkeep, that they can stay in those homes. And so we have invested a number of our own operating funds to fund programs that help people, seniors and whatnot, really rehab their homes so they can stay in it. So for owner occupied rehabilitation, we give folks a pot of money to be able to use to correct some, to fix some of the kinds of things that allow their homes to be a bit more comfortable to live in. We really have invested in the Valley Junction area and some of the houses and the housing stock there to truly make sure that there are funds available for home improvements. We have a rental acquisition program that I shared, a down payment assistance program, which many folks have taken advantage of. So I'll just say this to the coalition is that affordable housing will never be an end journey. I think that is the key to any city's success, is to try to make sure that there is a portfolio of funds and dollars to help new homeowners, to help existing homeowners, and to really try to make sure that the stock of homes that most, the middle class or lower middle class can be able to afford to live in the city of West Des Moines.
Well, thank you, Renee. So we just have one more question until we close it up. Question 4 of the questionnaire asks how your city will deal with the budgetary restrictions imposed by our state legislature this year and last year, and probably next year with property tax reform. And so what services will you be able to protect? What services may need to be scaled back? And what other public or private resources can be utilized to fill the gap?
Yeah.
So there we are, because I mean, we're lucky that they didn't pass through the property tax reform this year like they thought, but that will happen next year.
It's not dead. Yeah. So I'll just say, first of all, this whole notion of home rule, the concept of home rule, which allows autonomy of local government, is it's like it's thrown out of the window. And it's the state legislature that is making key decisions about how municipalities govern, what municipalities can do, what they can levy, what prices, and all of that. So we have to, in the mix of this kind of direction, is to really look at where we at. I sat in on an all-day budget finance meeting where our team has looked at projections from 5 to 10 years with all the kinds of assumptions that can happen if the legislature does what they want to do in terms of restrictions on how we can manage. So you have to think ahead. You have to prioritize what you're going to protect. We definitely need to protect public safety and make sure that as this city is growing, that we make sure that it's still a safe city where people feel comfortable. I want to protect human services because we are a growing city and we have all kinds of populations. So we want to make sure we protect that. West Des Moines is the only city that has a standalone human services department that is geared toward helping our most vulnerable. And I'm really, really proud of that. And I pray and hope that we can continue that. Economic development is going to be the name of the game, and that is being very strategic about what companies and corporations you bring into your city, because they certainly add to the bottom line. And we have grown our Microsoft centers. I think we're up to 8 to 10 Microsoft centers. People wonder what kind of economic development packages we give to them, but their valuations is helping keep property taxes down. So you have to look at both sides of that equation. So we are trying to do what every other city does, is be lean as you can, grow strategically, vision out 5 to 10 years, prioritize what areas require a great deal of your attention that can grow your city, and just buckle up for the ride, because you never know what's going to happen. But it does require 5 to 10 year projections and planning and assessments. Our team in West Des Moines, we have one of the best city managers. He is looking at every position that's open. Do we need to backfill it? Do we need to do this? Do we need to do that? How are we using technology to create some efficiencies? All of those are the kinds of things that we in West Des Moines have to run it just like a corporation and a business. Plan, strategize, prioritize, and evaluate.